They're really getting into these bans quickly. Azir banned away from Choo Choo's. Another response mid lane ban, though, as Twisted Fate gets taken away from Swiffer. We've seen recently Legacy's drafting has been on point, so they might have a plan here.
Definitely have a plan in mind. Taking away that Twisted of Fate, not giving Swiffer that early and mid-game strength, the rotational plays that he does love to make, getting out of that mid lane. In saying that, Choo Choo's getting rid of his Azir. We have seen some success from him on that Azir. Does a lot of work for his team.
Yeah, just such a great mid lane champion in general. We do have Nar actually banned away from Minkwell. That's a big team fight pick. In fact, generally here, Chiefs are trying to ban away the scaling Legacy champions that they team fight so well with.
Certainly what we're seeing is a lot of that scaling taken away. But in saying that, Minkwell much more of a Hecarim-oriented player than the Nar. We have seen a lot of losses actually from Legacy when Minky is on the Nar.
Mini Nar Master Minkwell there, but Alistar is the last ban here. Of course, taking away that powerful support, which might mean that Swiper going to get that very contested Hecarim.
And that seems to be the answer to the point that we have just made. It's not going to go to Minkwell, most likely. They do lock that in.
Yeah, Swiper going to take it. And he's been a great Hecarim as well.
He has been a very strong Hecarim. We've seen both of these teams bringing it to the Direwolves and making Sharp regret his decision of being a top laner, essentially. Both on their Hecarim is the important part to take from that. Of course, Swiper, a very prominent Hecarim player.
Yeah, I think it's interesting in the OPL specifically. We see a lot more of this right here as well. The Ignite coming through.
Yeah.
Just for significantly more aggression and just more of that killing, more of assassination power.
Definitely. The very early pressure that you have in laning phase, of course, by having that Ignite. You can't use the Smite in comparison very early in the stages. But you also accelerate your Trinity Force in your build by having the Ignite. You do not need to go for the Cinderhulk. You can go straight damage and look for the home guard gank. So Swiper, at the moment, does have that Ignite.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants to swap it up. But we need a few picks here, actually, from Legacy. With 10 seconds left, the team is running out of time to pick them. But again, their drafting has been on point, and we thought we might see the Nunu, but Legacy switch it up. Echo and Fizz are their first two picks.
Yeah, so the Echo most likely going to be in the jungle, of course. We've seen a couple Echo tops here and there, but nothing crazy. And Minkwell, we do know that he can play that Fizz, most likely going to be the option.
Yeah, Minky a long time ago was a mid laner. Now, of course, a very experienced top laner in Oceania. But one thing's for sure, Minky loves his mages.
And if there's one thing you can say, even back when he was a mid, he could play Fizz. Once he switched to top, AD Fizz came out. So a legacy Fizz player, essentially. In both senses of the word legacy, of course.
Absolutely. And Echo, a nice flex pick here as well. Could be for Carbon. I'm sure Choose can play here as well, as the Chiefs having some fun.
Yeah, Swiffer giving shout-outs. There was a Yasuo beforehand, so just making Choo-Choos know.
It's a Riven hanging out, just in case. Not bad against the Echo if that is the lane matchup, but I doubt it. So we'll see what the Chiefs do in a takeaway. About 10 seconds left for them to pick up their next few. They're hanging out so far, but you know the Chiefs, I assume they've got something funny planned here. They do swap them over. Spooks is going to go to Gragas by the looks of things, and Raider's going to go back to Corki.
Yeah, looking to be fairly standard so far. They do have a very big mid-game spike that we can take from this already. Of course, the Corki and the Hecarim going for that Ignite. The big Trinity Force duo that we're going to have from that AD carry in the top lane roles going to have a big impact around that 20-minute mark.
Yeah, and it's nice to see, again, Hecarim being used less of a late-game champion, more of that mid-game. And the Chiefs love to play around objectives, love to fight early and often, especially when they're ahead. They've got pretty immaculate mechanics in laning phase, but they really crush you in the mid-game.
Yeah, they make it hurt if they ever find a lead. They manage to maintain that lead and just have a very strong closeout of the game henceforth from that moment. So very good at working around and capitalizing on objectives, small leads. The Corki and the Hecarim play to that perfectly because they'll get their strengths and maybe use that to find a lead.
Yeah, and with that on the other side there for Legacy, got 15 seconds left to pick. The Fizz and the Echo, very flexible, lots of in and out fighting, big skirmishes here. The Civ is going to get locked in. That's Pentally's best looking champion all season long, and Flying Dude's going to get a trademark Thresh.
Yeah, it's funny. We've seen a lot of Corkis picked into Sivir as the indirect counter, of course, being able to force the spell shield with your Phosphorus Bomb, or you're going to be taking a lot of damage into the face. But because they take the Thresh away, one of the other engage options that works with the Sivir now completely taken out the window. No need to bait the spell shield because you have nothing that can follow that up. Of course, Alistar being banned, the next answer might be that Nautilus.
Maybe. I mean, Nautilus a fairly strong champion. Not bad against his assassins here as well, but you're right. When you pick this Corki into Sivir, it feels more about the support than the ADs to me.
Yeah, it definitely is. Of course, the spell shield being a big factor, but you can see Legacy have picked it into the Corki, so very comfortable and very safe pick, especially in the 1v1 when you compare the Sivir and Corki. But as you said, support's playing a big factor in this. We'll see if Flying Dude can do what is required of him, and what Ejim actually decides to lock in that isn't Malphite.
Ejim having fun, flashing a Malphite for a second. Need to pick something, though. Going to go back to some old picks here for both of them. Ari, the pick there for Swiffer, and Ejim going to go to Braum.
Yeah, Swiffer going back to a very old school comfort pick. Loves that assassin. One of the things that he has said about Ari is it's just really good because you have 3 flashes if you make a mistake. And the one thing that Swiffer does is get in the face, try and make plays. He's got the escape button ready to go now.
Yeah, and he is an old school Ari player. We've seen it last split, even just this year alone, tearing people apart on Ari, even after some of the changes where it was maybe toned down a little bit from her strength earlier in the year. But he's just so good on the champion.
Yeah, definitely. Something that does need to be respected, of course, is that Ari. As we're waiting for the counter pick in particular here, Choo-Choo's does have a lot of options as to what he would like to go. We'll see what they want to do. They've got a lot of damage. They're just missing more of a follow-up or scaling form of damage.
And it's just so great to see these 2 mid laners in particular go against each other because they've got incredibly deep champion pools and a lot of experience playing against each other. So smart to leave the last pick here for Choo-Choo's. Again, could be flexing some of the first 2 champions, but you have to think Choo-Choo's wants to go with a counter pick here. He's going to keep it a pretty intense skill matchup. Cassiopeia is the last pick.
Skill shots flying left, right, and center, trying to hit the poisons down throughout the Twin Fang. Swiffer going to be doing his best attempt to be hot-footed and dodge every single one of them. Of course, a very difficult matchup and entirely skill-based. It'll be a very interesting matchup to see how it goes.
Yeah, just in general, Legacy put together something very interesting here. I mean, we talk about their players. They've got deep champion pools. They execute well. We've seen some recent Yasuo games from them. Really well executed split push. It looks very team fight oriented here for me for Legacy, but again, Minky, especially on something like Fizz, just such a change. Even Carbon, taking Echo with Nunu opens a big change as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting team comp in the way that they've got a lot of assassins and raw damage, and they've still got the Sivir as the big go button also, so it's unique in the way that these assassins are now going to be giving that extra chance to just go in and initiate on the rest of the Chiefs roster. In saying that though, the fact they've got those assassins, they're actually quite tanky. Of course, the Fizz and the Echo going for the Cinder Hulks generally and looking to be super tank with maybe just 1 offensive item.
I didn't check yet. I don't think Minky had a smite, but is an option there. I mean, we've seen a lot of tanky 40% CDR Fizz builds with or without the Cinder Hulk.
Yeah, so generally you're still going to be going the tanky builds. Just max that CDR so you can be as nimble as possible, jump around the map with your troll pole just constantly being annoying. But it's still an assassin and it's still a tank. It's a very interesting and unique dynamic that the Legacy team comp has put together.
Yeah, and on the same side there for the Chiefs, still lots of flexible champions. You look at the main carries, you see Corki there for Radiant, very strong mid-game champion, but can be functional in different parts of the game. And Swiffer's got Ari. That's just all the playmaking in the world.
Yeah, definitely. Their siege is going to be very strong, of course. They've got the Hecarim for the home guards dive potentially. Just has a lot of raw gank potential if he can find a flank. In saying that, they've also got Corki, whose siege, once he gets the Trinity Force, just ramps up more and more. And then they've got Ari, this very strong pick-based champion. Braum to stand behind, to basically just give him that big meat shield that is going to be in the way of the rest of his team, allow them to do their work.
And I think that's a great thing you identify there in the Chiefs comp. It's very pick-based here, so it seems, again, the Chiefs going to be executing a standard game plan, get ahead early, find a vision lead, and then just find picks and snowball objectives.
Yeah, and one of the more interesting things to compare the 2 teams about is how they utilize vision control. One thing that Legacy have really stepped up on lately is their control of their opposition and respective own jungles around fights, around particular landmarks that they are attempting to get within the 2-minute mark. So very, very on point with their ward placements and ward usage. But on the side of the Chiefs, we've done a segment on them and how good they are at actually getting those wards down in relevant areas only when required.
Yeah, and I guess looking again at the junglers, which you kind of touched on there with that vision, smart to see the Echo being taken away from his picks as well. It's been his other big jungler, so he does have to respond with the Gragas there. But I think for me, it's a different style of jungler for Carbon, but I don't think his style is going to change that much.
No, he's still going to be able to play that super aggressive in-the-face jungle that Carbon does like to do, but work around the vision, as we have seen a lot from him. Most of the other junglers tending more towards the gank style, whereas he wants to find where they are and stop them from ganking his lane, so he is confident we'll win.
Yeah, he's very efficient when it comes to that farming there as well. Loves to just, see the enemy jungle and go straight into the other half of the jungle.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the other interesting questions about these team comps is if they're going to lane swap. We don't know if they are directly. Of course, the Corki quite comfortable in lane, but the Sivir and the Thresh very good at pushing. It unlocks the Thresh and his roam capabilities.
It does indeed. We'll have to see. It's a big game here. Chiefs taking on Legacy. Let's get to the caster desk with Atlas and Spawn.
Thank you very much, Pastry Time. And this is a massive one, of course. to most of us, sort of feels like the last opportunity that the Chiefs have to lose.
No way, man. Last week, game 1, that's when it all falls apart again. Fortnite will rise. But yeah, you're exactly right. In all reality, Legacy 8-3. They were 3-3 at the start of the season, then went on this big 5-0 tear. I like that Rusty pointed out how they're doing it, controlling the opposition. You play Legacy League of Legends when you play against them, and I think you can say the same about the Chiefs. So two teams going to be running in, trying to play their control style of League is going to be great.
Yeah, they're going to be butting heads all over the Rift as well. And I'm excited to see Radier on the Corki just after he told us so much about how he likes to play the champion and wants to be building it as well. We'll see whether he employs any of your tactics that you may have left him with on the desk here.
I have no idea how to play AD carry. That is definitely not something I am good at. But
if we see Berserker's Greaves, I assure you that he would have been listening.
Yeah, but on the other hand of this, you know, you got to take a look at the unorthodox members of the team. To me, that's Swiffer versus Minky Whale. Minky Whale in the top lane with the Fizz. If he gets to like the level 6 portion, can become very dangerous with the fish landing in there. Echo has some devastating ganks, but Swiffer's locked in the Ari, and I didn't see whether Chu swapped over to
He didn't. He's got Ignite.
He's got Ignite, so I actually think that that is a matchup that Swiffer can win if he's able to get any form of opening in there.
Well, we'll see whether he does as we hop onto the Rift, ladies and gentlemen, for our final game of the evening, and our final game actually for Week 6 here of the OPL, as the Chiefs are taking on Legacy. It is a battle of the ages.
Brought back the chair for his old team, Atlas.
Oh dear, we'll see whether he's going to be able to get
Hulk
any work
Hogan
done.
Gragas has been employed there.
There's a lot of swagger, actually, on this Chiefs lineup at the moment.
And Swiper gave in to peer pressure and picked the Rainbow Pony. It's not his skin.
What's his one?
He plays the generally blue, I think. What's the other blue one?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I used to know the name of that one. Yeah. The Reaper one?
No, not the Reaper. Is it the Reaper? Yeah, it is the Reaper.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember.
Not the Headless Horseman, the other one.
Yeah, the other one.
The one that carries Vampiric Scepter around.
Yep. Well, he's not going to go that one. He's going to go the Rainbow Pony this time around. And as far as this bottom lane is concerned, I've always liked the Corki Braum lane.
Yeah, Corki is really good with Braum because they have great mixed damage. Braum's 4th proc is also mixed damage here. As they... Ejim, you're a little bit too fat, mate.
Ping. But looks like Legacy.
They're happy with the 2v2 lane.
Yeah, hanging out. Pings from the Chiefs on these Krugs as Legacy just hanging around their own jungle. Carbon and Minky just
Minky's going to start on the Gromp. Gromp is actually the quickest start for Fizz because of his W.
Percentage health damage, single target.
Yep. Get the smart in there early. You W it down. Really quick, like deceptively so.
Well, Carbon actually started with a W here as well. Once the extra...
See whether they give the Gromp experience over to Swiper. No, they don't. So they've equally taken experience, and we'll see whether Swiper gets level 2 off this, because otherwise we'll be at a disadvantage against Minky.
Yeah, well, Radier and Ejim making their way towards the lane. Tallywacker now as well is here wanting to shove this one up if he can. Already, Radier right in the face of the Legacy members. Winter's Bite not going to find its target from Ejim there.
This is something we're used to seeing out of the Chiefs members, just fighting from level 1, especially in the bottom lane. I think it was Rhymemeister that said they don't play against their opponents. The
champions.
The champions. They just legitimately play against their opponents. And right now you can see they're trying to zone Tally away.
Yeah, confidence play often working out here for the Chiefs as they haven't dropped a game just yet. Swiffer now with his passive prime. Able to get some health back to his full health bar, which wasn't too much of a problem. Actually, Choo Choo's landing the poison here, gets himself a bit of a speed up. Looking to try and clear out these minions, but actually drops a couple. As Choo is able to get a lot of harassment down. Hits the level 2, now has a massive amount of damage potential.
Yeah, so able to bully out the Ari early game. You see Swiper going for a deep ward early on as well.
Nice Winter's Bite from Ejim there.
And bottom lane seems to be the one lane that once again is firmly in Chiefs' favor.
Yeah, it's a very different story from the Chiefs of old, of course, rotating around Swiffer.
If you go back very old Chiefs, not very much of a different story.
I believe that was...
Oh yeah, it was too.
Actually, Choo Choo's forced to use that flash. There's the parallel convergence as
Carbon
trying to lock down Spooks. Actually, yeah, Swiffer holding onto the flash.
No, it's already been expended early in the fight. So yeah, that was, I was like, if he has it, he's going over that wall, but was not available. Choo survives on nothing. You were right, that was immunity. So yes, the Chiefs of old, very Swiffer Spook-centric, but right now, they teamed up, forced the Cassiopeia out of lane.
And Taliwaka just farming underneath this turret as well, doing fine. Only down by about 7 in a lane that's just going to be hard based on the people that are in it. Ejim and Radiant, terrifying to lane against.
I like the fact that that is such a deep ward coming out of Swiper there, as Spook's running into Carbon early game.
Going to find him, uses that phase dive to get over the wall. Inkyuel getting shoved in here by Swiper. More than happy to go toe-to-toe as Swiper gets some rampage damage, but Playful Trickster going to be expended here. Inkyuel going pretty far in.
That was dangerous from Minky. His smite isn't very useful at this point of the game. Oh, Swiper's actually gone smite as well. This is one of the lanes that he will do it in. It's funny because he was very vocal about having the earlier power come through on Hecarim, but this time against the Fizz, who he's going to be laning against for a long time, wants the damage mitigation, because anything Fizz can do really well. He's like, Hecarim's great AoE control in teamfights. Fizz just takes one person out of the fight, even with the tanky build.
Yeah, oh, nice work from Ejim to proc that spell shield before the Phosphorus while making sure Taliwaka takes as much damage as possible. The Chief's very healthy in this lane. Actually, Radiant's going to get played. Does use the Valkyrie as Ejim going to go very, very far in. Legacy able to actually make some nice work in that trade.
Yeah, certainly were able to get it done. You see both AD carries chug their potion, and Taliwaka's definitely ahead in HP right now, so Radiant needs to be careful.
Yeah, does have a 10 CS advantage here, but this wave is going to push up to Tally, give him some opportunity to pick up some more creeps, and just puts him in a nice position. Carbon's hanging around as well.
Yeah, so one thing about the AD carry lane I do know is if you're pushing, you generally get more health back to last hitting because you're auto-attacking more. And right now, because Radiant's shoving up that wave so aggressively, means he will be healthier if they do get in another fight. You see Tally now trying to replicate that and shove out himself.
Yeah, just trying to auto-attack, utilize that 3% lifesteal that you do get from the Doran's Blade. Takes a little while to get anything back there.
Yeah, it certainly does, but you don't do much damage, so, you know, it takes a while to shove too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just keep right-clicking. The Spook's going to use his Raptor Sense, removes the ward. Not going to find the other one, though, so Choo Choo's going to feel still pretty safe as far as the bottom side of the mid lane is concerned.
Are you a right-clicking man, Atlas? That's a good question.
What do you mean?
Do you right-click or A-click?
When I do what? I do both.
Oh, really? Interesting.
This just in, our producer right-clicks.
Yeah. I only right-click. I never aim it.
Oh, I do a bit of A-moving.
Never.
If I sort of like lose where my character is.
I think that's why I can't play AD carry.
Don't do much of the orb walking.
But back into the bottom lane. Sorry about that,
Aren't you a
guys.
top laner? Didn't you play Aurelia?
Yeah.
Don't you need to do it a whole lot with her?
Nah. You're so much closer to the target, you can just click away, click on. It's easy. AD carry, they're like a screen away from me. Cogmore, hopeless.
Yeah, exactly. All of that range, don't want to deal with it. Carbon looking for a potential gank here in the mid lane. Nice charm lands from Swiffer, gets some Foxfire damage as well, so winning that trade. Spook's making his way in. Swiffer going to get poisoned one more time, but Carbon being very patient here in the mid lane.
Q's holding the wave on a good side, although the triple flash, as Rusty called it, is available for Swiffer, so it's going to take a monumental mistake for him to go down.
There's a parallel convergence. Swiffer not going to stand in that chronosphere though, as he gets poisoned. Choo Choo's not going to find any more follow-up damage. Decides, actually, doesn't have his flash, so he wasn't going to be able to flash Petrifying Gaze for a slow or anything like that.
And once again, this is a huge difference between Spooks and other junglers. If Spooks can't get ganks going in the early game, he will just farm. And he's honestly, he's gone Balmy Cinder for the same reason as that. Right now, he just wants to fly around that jungle as much as possible, and he doesn't like AoE Smite on Gragas from memory. Goes either the Skirmishes or the Chilling Smite coming through there. So Balmy Cinder, a quicker clearing tool than those smites, just looking to get as high and as far ahead of Carbon as he possibly can to make the fights around Dragon that will be coming up much more effective. And it's something we see Chelby do quite a lot, and Spooks also likes to do it. Whereas Carbon, he's super aggressive. He just wants to keep his lanes ahead and will sit in a lane like we just saw for a good 10 seconds to try and get that advantage.
Yeah, actually, Choo Choo's had to start off the blue buff here as well, so Carbon is going to be able to help him out with that one. Pick himself up some experience there as well, but Choo Choo just clears it out so quickly. So much consistent DPS from this Cassiopeia. We'll see whether the Chiefs can sort of take him down a peg or two as far as sort of deleting him at the beginning of a fight, because that's what you have to do with the Cassiopeia. There's sort of no other way to get rid of that damage.
Yeah, there certainly isn't, and you can see right now, Choo's playing the map well.
Oh, there's the flash body slam. Explosive cast comes in as well, but the charm is not going to land. Nice double Petrifying Gaze as Swiffer has to use the ultimate in order to get out of there. Lots of poison damage here as Choo Choo's not with very much mana left. Swiffer identifies that, flashes forward, misses the Q this time, and Choo Choo's wants to be able to get this one in. Oh, the last poison! First
blood to Choo Choo's in a 1v2.
Yeah, able to turn that one around, and we talked about it, playing the lane well, sticking to the bottom side. Even with the flash body slam coming through, great double ultimate, flash to the open side of the river. Didn't try to get back to the turret. Radiant hit by a hook.
Yeah, there's the death sentence as well. The double play comes in from Flying Jew as Radiant going to use that Valkyrie to get himself to safety. Flying Jew actually caught out. There's the Glacial Fissure. And oh, one last auto attack. We thought it'd do it, but no, not quite enough. As the boomerang from Tallywhacker is going to stop any further aggression from the Chiefs.
Yeah, and they don't have a ward in that brush, so not able to get it done. Swiper's backed away, trying to pretend like he's recalled or either teleported. He wants Mickey Whale in the 1v1. Action all over the Rift. But reality right now, Legacy just getting out ahead.
Yeah, by 100 gold. Not too much in this one at all. Carbon going to lock down his red buff. Sort of hasn't really done too much this game. Has ganked the mid lane just a little bit, but you can see Choo Choo's doesn't need a whole lot of help anymore.
Spooks went AoE smite, even Barmy Cinder first. So now that's a bad pickup. You shouldn't start Barmy Cinder if that's the case. Gives you a little bit more combat stats, but he missed out on a lot of gold farming the jungle. Sad day.
A little bit of a sad time to be a great. He's got it now though, Spawn. That's the main thing. He does. Oh, Parallel Convergence going to be used here. Swiffer not discovered by it. Carbon still getting his head around the timing. Back Swiffer. Oh, there's the Petrifying Gaze. Swiffer actually getting stunned up by it as well, but I don't think he actually had... Oh. Takes a lot of damage. There's the explosive cast. Swiffer straight in amongst it here as Ejim makes his way around as well. Doesn't land the poison. There it is on the way back. Ari's going to be able to pick up the kill. And Swiper, he's here as well. The double teleport's being used, but Minky Well unable to get enough done.
Yeah, Swiper flies in there, able to get the kill for himself. Minky was on the wrong side of that fight because it happened so far underneath the Chiefs' turret. They can't really get Dragon off it though because their mid laner was so low, but they get two back.
Yeah, so Chiefs able to fight back with that one, but this mid lane is just so aggressive.
Yeah. Ejim gives Ju the chair.
Chucks it at him. El Hombre style.
Is that El Hombre style? I think that's illegal in all wrestling.
It's more like, yeah, I'm thinking about, I don't even remember the game. It's on Nintendo 64 a long time ago. Don't even worry about it, guys.
I thought you were talking about the greatest film of all time, Nacho Libre.
That's what I was talking about before.
That's a great film, by the way.
Very much enjoyed it. Chris Rock? What? Let's just not do this. That is going to be the first Dragon going down for the Chiefs. 6% extra stats. All that good stuff. Choo Choo's going to be pushing out this mid lane. Does have a CS advantage here as Swiper is going to do a drive-by. Swiffer says, don't take any of my creeps, otherwise I'm going to hit
Swiper
you.
goes, I'm here for the experience, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Just here for the experience.
I had a good time.
Oh,
yeah. Well, Radiant is going to get exhausted here on the bottom side of the map. Nice use of the Valkyrie to get himself to safety. Nice playback, though, as Ejim. He's going to go down extremely low. Death Sentence actually baits out the flash there. Wouldn't have hit Radiant, but just going to use it for the safety.
In the bottom lane now, sweeping out one of those wards. You see everyone converging again.
Yeah, Spooks wants to land the body slam, but it's slowed down. Just wants to clear out a ward instead.
I can't believe Swiffer didn't commit to that. They had the Gragas cask available. Of course, Carbon does have the ultimate, so very easy to get out of that danger. And Ju and Tally trying to bait again.
Yeah, Death Sentence comes down. Ejim going to have to flash away. Nice double phosphorus bomb, but Tallywhacker does spell shield a lot of extra damage. Don't know how Ejim survived, but Legacy now very low as well.
Yeah, it's actually incredibly difficult to deal with Braum in the early game. He is deceptively tanky. Stand behind me. Oh, I think that's what it's called. Gives you a lot of extra resistances, not to mention the big door that he puts up in front of him. Yep. Just blocking all those projectiles. So it's one of the things that you learn very early when Braum was popular, that it's hard to force him out of lane, hard to chunk him down, and Ejim's been using that to great effect to tank a lot of the skills.
Yeah, of course, the Unbreakable, fantastic at removing a lot of Tallywhacker's extra damage with the Boomerang. As Charm gonna miss one more time from Swiffer. Oh, Swiper actually gonna knock Minky Well underneath the turret, but there's the Shark. Uses the ult there. Is he gonna be able to turn it around? Minky Well dodges out of the way of the last turret shot, and he's just gonna head back to base.
Yeah, Minky Whale, one of those guys that when you play against just all-ins at every opportunity, and that was a great example of when it pays off.
Oh, Spooks is gonna find Flying Jew, though, gets slowed down here. There's the play as Choo Choo's looking for the double stun, gets it again as Swiffer has to ult himself away. There's the explosive cast to try and disengage. Flying Jew still baiting the Chiefs just a little bit. Now going to back off, and it's 2-2 at this stage. Still so close in this game.
Choo Choo's is in danger of taking over this map.
There's the flashes. Choo Choo's trying to get the poison off. Spooks
He's going to body slam himself out, but that is a very expensive summoner spell on that mid lane champion.
Yeah, certainly is, especially with the attention that's been given so far to the mid lane. Chu's going to have to be a little bit more reserved in his play. You can see Swiper heading down to maybe try and start something there.
Oh, the body slam doesn't find Carbon, though. Time Winder going to slow down the approach of the Gragas, and Chuchu's continues to farm up.
And all of a sudden, 3 lanes going in favor. You have to say that even after the last trade, Tallywhacker and Flying Dew are starting to do a better job. That is the closest lane right now, but solo kill in the top lane, CS advantage right now for Minky. Swiffer is 30 CS down.
Yeah.
On Ignite, Choose as well, so a very aggressive lane coming out there, and Spooks is probably the only one member ahead.
Yep. He's the one that's supplying them with that 200 gold lead at the moment. Carbon going to take down a Rift Scuttler there as well. Dragon not up for the next little while, but Egypt, he's in so much trouble. Parallel convergence, that's going to nail the stun, and Egypt just gets taken down for free.
Yeah, there was no one even there. As Minky now in some trouble.
Yeah, throws down a fish to deter the horse from chasing him. It's going to be fun. Oh, actually goes back aggressive one more time. Spooks is here as well, though, as Minky he's going to have to be very careful. There's the body slam, and Swiper is actually going to lock down the kill.
Gromp buff OP coming through there. Big for Swiper. 3 members in bottom lane, though. Radiant zoned away from his turret. And first turret kill going to go over to Legacy.
Yeah, now we're able to take that one down. Death Sentence not going to find the mark here, but Legacy get what they want. Might be traded here for the top lane outer turret as the Chiefs get a lot of damage down. That's an extra wave. That is going to be going down here. So Swiper and Spooks getting some work done as well. Dragon up in another 2 minutes. Chiefs probably pretty happy to have that top outer turret down because they might be able to rush the bottom after a Dragon.
And you see, even with the smite there, Swiper
might be in trouble.
Going towards an early Trinity Force. Doesn't want to go for any tank stats right now. Hasn't even looked at... Oh.
Actually, Choo-Choo's, he's coming around, wants to find Swiffer. Minky Whale teleported in. There's a parallel convergence. Swiffer's going to die. Choo-Choo's locks down that kill. He's still burning down his Choo-Choo's. Gets himself a shield. Tried to pick up that last one with a cheeky Twin Fang, but it is going to be Carbon and Legacy. They're ahead.
Yeah, they're able to get ahead. They're playing the mid game very well. Radiant now in a lot of trouble.
He's going to have to use the Valkyrie if he wants to get out of this one. Gets over the wall. Nicely done. Put some more fire in that torch as well. I like that.
But in the end, Legacy take control of the bottom side of the map. They've opened up with the bottom turret going down a minute until Dragon. They've got control over the area, and this is something we said teams weren't able to do against the Chiefs so far. Deny that vision. If you look right now, 2 pink wards for the side of Legacy. They haven't got the pit itself swept, but the rest of the bottom half of the map is completely dark for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
And they need to make sure that they can get a really good home guard through onto Swiper. Hasn't actually even picked it up yet. Really good teleport then, because if he isn't behind diving onto Tallywhacker, in a 5v5 team fight, it looks like Choose might be able to carry them through.
Yeah, Swiper does have the Cinder Hulk now completed, so Ruby Chris doing a little bit of extra work, but only needs another 475 to pick up those home guards. He can get in there with that Skirmisher's Saber Smite to get some extra challenging down. Spooks landing some more barrels. Death Sentence going to be body slammed out of the way of, and Legacy just looking to try and start a fight. 10 seconds now for the Dragon as Carbon. They take a little bit of damage there, but it's only Egypt. Not too much to happen.
Yeah, and you see Legacy, they're just baiting it over and over again. Swiper on the top side of the map has pushed that wave into the turret. Minky doesn't have TP, that's why he's gone early, and they peel away.
Yep, so Swiper's going to try and trade it for an inner turret here as well. First Dragon going to be going down for Legacy. Radiant tried to steal it with a sneaky rocket.
And you saw that Minky actually committed super hard onto Swiffer there. Burnt the ultimate, so now Swiper might be able to get a better of the trade in the top lane as he sees Minky coming through. Love to see how much damage he got done up there.
Yeah, Swiper now with the advantage though here in the top side of the map. Does take a lot off that one, but oh, there's the playful tricks. The Swiper's going to get slowed down. There's this challenging smite. Swiper's just going to run away. A fancy pony here. Doesn't have enough mana for the ultimate.
And you see, even without ulti right now and a couple of items behind, Minky Whale able to solo out the Chiefs top laner. So they need to be careful of this. The scalability of Legacy coming through, especially with a Cassiopeia mid laner who does so much consistent damage and is 30 CS up. Legacy behind Choo-Choo is looking great.
Yeah, Spooks, there's the flash body slam as well, but he gets over the top. Swiffer uses the ultimate, lands the charm. Parallel convergence is here, but it's going to be Swiffer taken down. Somehow, there's the chrono break to try and get Carbon to safety. Swiper's in amongst it. Choo-Choo's super low, but look at the damage out and it is going to be Ejim makes his way through. Radier gets a lot of damage down. There's the phosphorus bomb, but Carbon is going to survive in the end. Actually tanks up that one as well. Flashes forward, double kill now as Radier is trying to turn this game around. Tallywhacker, just eats a fish from Minky as he makes his way in through the backside. And that's a 2 for 3 again in favor of Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy just getting the better of all these tiny skirmishes, and the Chiefs, especially Swiffer in the mid lane, just look like they don't know what they want to do. Continually knocked back in as Ejim now gets hooked.
Yeah, Death Sentence lands. There's
He's
the
dead.
play as well. There's a lot of damage down. Flashes. Not sure what he flashed on top of. I think it was a minion.
Yeah, it looked like he couldn't get past the 2 minions between the turret and the wall and tried to splash over the top. Couldn't make that either. Let's take another look. So Choose gets a great ultimate onto Swiffer. You can see the damage coming through is just too much. Swiffer tries to dive back in. And then this is a crucial mistake. Swiper actually ults whilst he's exhausted. And it just doesn't do as much damage as it should over the back of that. He gets taken down so quickly by Carbon and the third proc that came through. It was actually the poison that Choose had left on him. Carbon comes back a little bit greedy. You see the flash forward by Radier there to get the last auto attack. And then Tally and Jew just running, clean up the back end of this fight.
Minky Well, the heat-seeking fish there as well, is able to help out, slowing down Radier. And look, he's now got a BF sword and a long sword as well, so it was a little bit under the money as far as that was concerned. But seems to me like this Corki is all that Chiefs can lean on at this stage.
Yeah, Corki may be coming into it as well, Hecarim, who will be able to give the Cassiopeia a little bit of late game trouble if he gets tanky enough. But right now, you're right, it looks like the rest of the map belongs firmly to Legacy, and you can see they're bullying the Chiefs off turret.
Yeah, Swiffer can't do anything. Timewinder to come through here, but Swiffer not going to get any damage from that one. Swiper makes his way around, but Swiffer getting poisoned again. And
Spooks is on the other side. Don't knock back. They're like, dude, don't hit Cassia.
Yep, there's the explosive. Oh, actually, it didn't come out. Luke's still holding on to the ultimate, looking to wait and bring out this fight in a way that suits the Chiefs. Body slam in, doesn't find Carbon. Barrels there as well. It's 5 members strong of Legacy. Chiefs poke actually pretty strong.
Yeah, it certainly is. Able to get a lot through there. They don't have a blue buff on Swiffer though, so they back away. Choose right now does such high constant DPS that Radiant needs to be careful that he's not on the end of it, because we've mentioned time and time again that he looks to be the last man that can get going in this game. Swiffer well and truly shut down even after all the advantages Spooks tried to throw at him. As you know, the width of the body slam affecting Spooks there.
Yeah.
We did narrow that.
Unfortunate.
It feels a little bit different. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Little Beyblade hanging out here in the bottom lane as Radier, Spooks and Ejim going to clean up this outer turret. Might actually even out the gold here quite a lot in favor of the Chiefs.
Man, they might fight afterwards.
Yeah, they're going for something here. The box goes down. Flying Jew might need to be careful. There's a Glacial Fish on Minky Whale. Makes his way in. Playful Trickster to close the gap. Fish collected by Spooks as he gets out of the way. But Minky Whale takes a lot of damage from Radier. Gets exhausted. So not going to be able to finish off any kills.
And Swiper on the top side of the map once again has stayed at home. Minky trying to help everyone else out. Swiper just wants to split push. He is doing his best Tryndamere impression right now. Trying to take out turrets.
At home. He's going to be able to lock that one down. So that's evened out the gold here for the Chiefs. Still 300 behind, but that is nothing at all this game. And let's talk about scaling, because I think it's going to be very relevant as far as this game goes on. Who gets ahead? Because I'm looking at Hecarim. Oh, actually, Choo-Choo's. He's going to get taken down very low, but just destroys Swiffer in the engage. Swiper does get the kill there, but Carbon and Flying Jew have to now just take down this horse, and it seems to be pretty easy in between two of their turrets.
Yeah, 2 for 1, so they overcommit, get Choose, take him off the rift. Swiper picking up some kills for himself, but in the end, 2 for 1, definitely not worth it, and they lose a little bit more pressure. You mentioned scaling, I believe, there,
I did.
Atlas.
That was what I was trying to talk about.
Honestly, it's really down to execution, because they've got 2 mid-game AD carries. Late game, Corki probably going to do a little bit more damage. I say that hesitantly, because unless Sivir can get lots of crits in AoE in strange situations where she's really good as well, but the ultimate is what you pick Sivir for late game, the utility that it brings. Cassiopeia are going to do more than Ahri, but then again, if you face check Ahri late game, she's able to pick you very, very quickly. So yeah, it's just going to come down to how the teams fight these. If it's a straight up 5v5, Choose is king right now. He is the late game scaling that Legacy need to be able to take the 5v5 team fights. He has all the pressure on objectives as well, so he forces the playstyle. All of a sudden, if you're in Fog of War and your Legacy, Chiefs have to come to you because Choose can take down Baron and Dragon so quickly. So a lot of pressure on the mid laner to not get caught out.
Yeah, Chiefs actually looking for Choo-Choos one more time. Flying Juice hanging around the area. Possibly could find a death sentence onto Spooks actually here as Parallel Convergence. Looking to lock down Radiant. He Valkyries but still gets stunned here as the Unbreakable.
Behind them.
Yeah, Choo-Choos actually gets explosive cast out as Swiper comes through and finds Carbon. Radiant gets caught by a fish and Minky, he's out again as the horse just getting destroyed. Choo-Choos takes down Swiper and then gets charmed. So the last thing is going to be the ultimate from that Snake Lady. As Legacy now with very low health bar. Spook's able to turn around and pick up one as Radiant doing the damage. Tallywhacker falls down, Flying Jew as well, and Chiefs, they get an ace.
Yeah, ace for 2 in the end, and Chiefs just pieced together one of these team fights where everyone lives on a slither of health. In the end, Radiant and Swift are able to get it done, but it was just all about Swiper, even without the ultimate. Got on the back line, everyone had to turn and deal with him. Let's take another look at it. Looks like Spooks gets caught out. Radiant gets a good bulk out, still gets stunned, but this is where it turns around. The horse on the back line just zoning everyone away, and they all turn around to hit the 2 tanky members. Meanwhile, Minky solo dive, didn't have the same amount of support. What a Braum ultimate by Aegin, by the way. And then Radiant and Swift are just able to hit whoever they want at will.
That was a 4-man petrifying gaze before Choo-Choos went down as well. Everything going well for both of these sides. The Chiefs managing to execute just that little bit better.
Yeah, game of millimeters right now. It was the zone that was created by the Hecarim with the early Trinity Force. The huge Braum ultimate against exactly what you said. Choose trying to get all this work done. Minky, you felt, went half a second too early. If he had been there on the back end of the stun, so half a second too late or half a second too early, because he was just there by himself and wasn't able to get as much work as what Swiper was.
Yeah, all I'm thinking right now, though, is if this is a preview for the OPL Grand Final, I am so excited.
Yeah, I think everyone is. In best of 5 Legacy historically, even best of 3s at this point. Better performers than the Chiefs.
Right here.
Oh,
yeah, he's found Choo-Choos lots of damage back. Actually manages to get the turnaround on the ultimate as Spooks is going to get stunned up, but not to worry about it too much here now that the Locket of the Iron Slurry has been completed. Body slams out of the way of the death sentence as Carbon.
And this is why Spooks loves Thirster, by the Radiant loves Thirster, by the way. You can see how much he's healing back up already. Overshield about to come in. And it just means the Chiefs' game plan of sieging up turrets with Corki, being able to chunk people out, is so much easier to execute.
Yeah, there's the Parallel Convergence. Chronos going to be dodged out of the way off here by Spooks, and Carbon can't actually erupt that one. Slowed down by the barrel here as well. Tallywhacker gets caught. Radiant locks it up, and Spooks with the magical ultimate might be able to create some distance here for the Chiefs as far as that gold. Nice charm lands onto Flying Jew. Minky lands a fish though. Aegin just catches it, and the Chiefs just turning it on. And it just feels like the Chiefs felt the pressure and felt like they really needed to step it up a notch in this game.
Yeah, they went searching and they found the next gear that they were looking for. You see all the skill shots all of a sudden hitting from miracle distance, and they're in the base starting to siege it up.
Yeah, Descent lands onto Aegin, but he's not too worried. Minkuel trying to make something happen, but they take down the inhibitor turret in the mid lane and decide not to push their luck as they back away.
Yeah, the problem is right now is if you overstay against a Cassiopeia, she just does Baron incredibly quickly. So they need to get back because no teleport available on Swiper. You'll see he'll head back to base. Everyone else will try and secure the area around Baron and not let Choose tear that apart.
You can see lots of earlier warding being placed down by Legacy, though. They've got the whole Baron area surrounded in vision. They might be able to sneak this one out, actually, if they can get over the wall.
Yeah, no, they definitely...
Potentially. They can get over walls pretty easily.
Cassiopeia? Yeah, you just take a lamp. You kind of need Tally there as well.
Yeah,
can't get them both over.
Oh, dang it. Tried to think of a way.
What's the cooldown on it? You know, just wait in there as a unit.
Just hang out. You can throw boomerangs. It's fine. He didn't go for the Brutalizer build with the Lucidity Boots and the Essence Reaver, so he doesn't have as much cooldown reduction.
You just went for that because there's Essence Reaver in it. That was your ploy the whole time.
I've been waiting to
Good
say
day
Essence
to you,
Reaver
sir.
all night. All night. 2,000 gold now the lead for the Chiefs, though, as Legacy fallen behind just a little bit, but 2,000 to 28 minutes. Barely anything. Legacy, if they manage to get another team fight with Choo-Choos doing a whole lot of work.
And you have to look where the gold is. You would probably say, if we can take a look at it, that Spooks is nearly half of that right now. He's 0-0-10. Actually, he's only 400 gold up. But you can see 1,300 gold right now for Choose in the mid lane. And a lot of it rests on Swiper and Radiant.
Yeah, how is Swiper so far ahead? It's ridiculous. He must have been picking up a whole lot more jungle minions.
He's also got 3 turrets.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, Global Gold definitely in favor of the Chiefs at this point in time. They haven't taken the inhibitor down, though, as Carbon is going to be backing here.
They know that...
Yeah, he's going to get caught by the charm. Swift with the Foxfire here as well. Swiper decides he doesn't want to go too aggressive as Swiffer pops the ultimate.
Swiffer's like,
ignites
"Hell to
down,
that."
wants to grab some more. Chrono Break comes down and Swiffer just turns around. He's got lots of dashes.
And you saw that Minky in the bottom lane, he also fell down because they knew he was there. Spooks caught him out and took the brunt of the damage, but Radier and Egypt there to back it up. Another turret going to fall down while Swiffer and Swiper push the mid lane.
Yeah, they've popped the Righteous Glory now as well. Chu's actually maybe caught out a little bit here as Egypt just going to wander in. Wants to go face first as this Braum. Very manly champion. Swiper looking to try and get some extra aggression here as Chuchu's taking down half health. There's the flash forward, but the Petrifying Gaze comes through. Spooks already dead as Tallywacker. He's taking a whole host of damage. Radiant right over the wall so aggressively as the death sentence is going to go wide. Of course, when you've got a Corki moving that erratically, I wouldn't hit him with anything either. And the Chiefs, they take down the inhibitor.
Yeah, 8, 1, and 2. Radier. You can see how he picks up so many kills. Bulks over the wall, flashes over the top, eking out every bit of DPS he can in his kit. And once again, they're able to get the small advantages around the map. Now it's out to a 4,000 gold advantage. They will get a shop in as well, and doesn't look like Legacy in a position to make them pay.
Yeah, Radiant now officially with the highest kills in an OPL split thus far, actually beating our King's 107 record as per the split.
He's on 109 now, is that
He's on
right?
109, absolutely correct. So congratulations there to Radiant. 8-1 and 2, definitely having a great Corki game. Now building towards what could only be an Infinity Edge, as we just had a discussion with him about the Mercurial Scimitar.
All right, now this is my... Take this with a grain of salt. You've just burnt Flash.
Yep.
You have no heal. You clearly have the most damage on the map.
Yep.
And you have enough gold to be able to buy QSS against a Fed Cassiopeia. But you pick a BF score.
That is called being...
Confidence.
Yep, confident. Yep. It's perfect. It's wonderful. Radiant. Man up my own heart. It's called being Radiant. It's just
I
been
hope he
from
gets
our
choose
producer. Well, actually, it could be his opportunity now. They are going to lock down the Dragon here. Beautiful Glacial Fissure as Carbon's trying to get the stun. Might find Swiper, but doesn't here as the Explosive Cast just tears everyone apart. Separates the team as Tallywack is going to get slowed down. No one dead just yet. Death Sentence lands from Flying Jew, but he dodges out of the way of Ejim. There's the charm, though, and Swift is going to lock that one down. The whiff of the ult, though. Choose doesn't find anyone of note with that one. And one more auto attack's going to stun him up. Swiffer locks down the kill.
Swiper's
Actually,
still got
Swiper
ulti.
grabs it. Yeah, is he going to be able to find Carbon? Is he? Yes, he does. There's the fear. Tallywacker here as well. And Swiper now well in amongst it. They might be able to just turn around and, as you said, finish this one off. Triple kill for the horse. 6, 4, and 9 at the end of this game is Swiper. Trinity Force completed. And the Chiefs, this is definitely a big test for them, but they've turned it around and played some fantastic League of Legends.
Yeah, they
towards this
certainly had. They found the next gear they were searching for, Atlas. They're able to push in. Legacy making a last-ditch effort.
Yep, Flying Jew is going to get torn apart, though. The Nexus now falling down. Minions and champions smacking on it alike. And 56,000 gold to 49. Still relatively close. Legacy, that early game was fantastic.
Yeah, it certainly was. They got Choose going, even with the repeated visits coming through from Spooks. Just didn't look like he and Swiffer had an answer. But of course, there was that Corki sitting in the bottom lane and a pony in the top. And they just kept farming and farming. And by the end of it, it was actually Swiper staying at home.
Yeah. Swiper just making sure that he got the global gold from those turrets. Really got the work done, but we are going to throw it out to Pastry Time and Rusty to analyze that one.
Thank you very much, Atlas and Spawn. And of course, thanks, Brady, for joining us today here as well. But what a way to end Week 6 of the OPL.
A close game almost until the very end. Even by the end of that game, only about 5,000 separating both teams. Just very smart play around their strengths here, this Chiefs side, and they steamroll the victory off a very, very strong start from Legacy.
Yeah, excellent play by both sides. Looking forward to them in the playoffs as well. But let's take a look at today's results here as well. As we do start things off, what do we have, Rusty?
We got Direwolves taking out the Sudden Fear in their first game, and then Avant dismantling Sin.
Yeah, and you can see there the bottom results. Absolutely another upset here here, taking out Immunity this time, and then the Chiefs beating up Legacy.
Yeah, and if you want to see any of today's games again, you want to see the stats or any of the schedules upcoming for the rest of the OPL, make sure you go to our website, oce.lolesports.com.
And with that, we are done for the evening. Thank you very much for joining us here in week number 6, but please do not miss week 7. We'll join you next Monday as we're getting very, very close to playoffs. So for myself, Rusty, Spawn, Radiant, and Atlas, we'll see you next week.